Have we avoided a huge bearish weekend here for crypto markets? What I'm talking about is the PCE inflation data that just came out today in the morning. I woke up extra early here, Pacific Standard Time. It was 5:30 a.m. to anticipate that report because that could really shake things up for the markets. What I saw for the PCE rating today was actually that the readings came in as expected. So that means could this be the bullish news that we have going into the weekend and avoid any further shakeouts that could be happening for the crypto markets. We're going to be taking a look into that later, as well as the charts, because the bears could actually get a fake out here. This could have been a fake out for the bears, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. If you guys been following my channel, you guys already know I've been talking about this huge bearish pattern for a while now. If Bitcoin actually avoids this breakdown and actually breaks out instead, especially in the October that everyone has been anticipating, that is going to look very good for altcoins and, of course, for the bulls. So let's go ahead and get into that. We're also going to be taking a look into some major crypto news and economics news, as well as some altcoin setups, which includes AI16Z, Tars AI, and Apepe, which is Ape and Pepe. It's a meme coin. I think with some bullish news, it's definitely a better time to talk about meme coins because that's when it's more risk on. All right, so we're gonna get into some economics news first before talking about Bitcoin. Let's go ahead and get to the first piece here, which is crypto potato. $300 billion wiped from crypto markets in days as BTC tanks below 110K after Powell speech. Your weekly recap. So yeah, I mean it's been an awful past couple of days. Is there more downside? I mean, I can tell you that there is still a chance for downside, okay, based on what I'm seeing on the charts. But there are also some silver linings as well. So nothing in this market's 100%, but I'm still long on Bitcoin. I'm still long on quite a bit of the altcoins here. So my opinions in this market, at least for the longer term, it's still bullish. But these are just my opinions and not financial advice, like the entirety of this video. And you gotta form your own opinions and strategies, okay? But that's just what I'm doing. All right, next piece here is by Coinpedia. Today's major US economic event could shake crypto markets. So let's see what this person is talking about. Okay, the crypto market has shocked everyone with a sudden dump, wiping out nearly $170 billion in value overnight. Okay. Amid this chaos, experts warn that the next 24 hours could reshape global markets from Bitcoin to stocks. Everything now depends on one key factor: fresh US economic data and signals from the Fed. So let's take a look into the economic calendar here, which has been very helpful. This is available in TradingView. Definitely can get, I mean, definitely a very beneficial resource in TradingView in addition to the charts and ideas. I have an affiliate link in the description section below. If you guys sign up using my link, I will earn a commission. Highly, highly recommended. Now, let's take a look into the PCE, which is the Personal Consumption Expenditure Price Index. Okay. That basically came in as expected. Month over month is 0.2%. What was forecasted was 0.2%. Now, year over year is 2.9%. Forecasted was 2.9%. So it's not looking terrible. I mean, it's coming in as expected. So I think that's pretty good. Uh, my own opinion. Okay. Let's take a look into the CME watch tool, which is basically predicting what is the probability of the next Fed rate cut. And since the data came out today, let's refresh this because the probability here could change, as time goes on. What I'm seeing here is an 85%. It did go down by quite a bit, by like over 5%. But I mean, we're still overwhelmingly in favor of a rate cut, right? For October. So something to be keeping your eyes out on because new data comes out and that could change things. All right. So let's go ahead and go to the next piece here. I think we do actually have a Fed speech coming up as well. I think people are going to be paying attention to that, looking for signals from the Fed, right? Oh, Fed Barkin speech. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be coming up at 6 o'clock. Wait, no. Oh, that already happened. Actually, I'm sorry. All right, so let's go ahead and go to the next piece here. So is altcoin season 2025 dead or delayed? I think altcoin season is still on. Just because we got a little bit of a dump here doesn't mean that it's over. I've seen back in 2021, my first bull cycle was that even though we were in a bull cycle in 2021, there has been dump days or dump weeks. Um, that's still part of the bull cycle. So just because you're in a bull cycle doesn't mean that it's up only. Okay. If you think about an uptrend, right, like a technical uptrend, you still see higher highs and higher lows. And if we actually zoom out of the Bitcoin chart, we see that. And why is Bitcoin important? Because that is still the driver of this crypto market. If Bitcoin pumps, that's very good for the altcoins. If Bitcoin dumps, that's not going to be good for your altcoins. All right, next piece here is by You Today. Bitcoin bull Robert Kiyosaki warns of massive firings. Here's his rich dad advice. Yeah, I've been following the labor market news. It looks terrible. I am self-employed, so but I've been seeing a lot of terrible news about the labor markets. A lot of it is due to AI. I am in favor of AI, however, because it makes a lot of things easier. You guys let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, but yeah, I mean, it's not looking good for the labor market and that sucks. All right, let's come back here to the charts and I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about here. This is a major rising wedge pattern on the weekly time frame for Bitcoin. Now, since today's news, we have actually got I mean, we're seeing a bounce right now for Bitcoin. Okay, could this be a fake out for the bears? Very important to be seeing how this weekly candle closes. If this actually ends up being a wick, that could potentially be a short squeeze here, right? Let's take a look into the daily time frame. Daily time frame here, I am seeing I outlined a potential scenario here. Okay. I said that yesterday if Bitcoin does not break this upper trend line here, there is potential for more downside because this could form some type of a falling wedge, right? And the next key level or key support I'll be looking at will be the daily 200 SMA. That's currently sitting at about just a little over 104K. That will still be a pretty steep drop for Bitcoin. Let's come over here to the 3-day time frame here. 3-day time frame, there is potential bullish divergence right here if we actually come down to about or breaching this bottom here just a little bit. There is potential uh bullish divergence. Of course, it's only a chance, but just keeping an eye out on the RSI here. Okay, because it's pretty close. Let's zoom in a little bit for Bitcoin because this matters since it this is, I mean, it looks like it's on the shorter term time frame, it looks like Bitcoin is actually trying to break down from this rising wedge pattern, right? But we're seeing quite a bit of divergence in oversold signals here on the hourly time frame. So very important to be paying attention to even the shorter term time frame right now for Bitcoin. Let's take a look into altcoins now. Let's go ahead and take a look into AI16Z first, which I am long in. I still have a long leverage position in that I'm looking to take a profit from. Okay, so let's take a look into the weekly time frame because I think that's where we left off, and I'm just doing a recap. Weekly time frame, there was a huge falling wedge pattern for AI16Z here. This is probably a lot more noticeable on a lower time frame, but it basically broke out back in, I would say, about first week of February. Price target here would be about $1.70. Price targets are estimates only. There could be more, there could be less. Very much depends on what happens with Bitcoin. If Bitcoin starts dumping, these altcoin setups, they're not going to matter very much. Okay. Now let's take a look into, let's zoom in a little bit. Zooming in, this is the daily time frame. Two smaller falling wedges here. Okay, the first one here, AI16Z, broke out back in first week in July, right? And the price target here would be 30 cents. Still valid breakout because the price action is still technically above this upper trend line of this falling wedge pattern. Now, since the breakout here, it has formed a smaller falling wedge pattern, which is not uncommon to see, and the price target for this one, which it broke out on September 8th, would be about 17 cents. This is still valid. I extended out the pattern here since the last update, and the price action is still above this upper trend line here. Quite a bit of resistance along the way now, including your daily moving averages, right? All your daily moving averages are here above the price action. Let's go ahead and take a look into Apepe, which is Ape and Pepe. Some of these meme coins are just getting uh, ridiculous, but this has been around for quite some time. Okay, so what has Ape Pepe been doing? This is weekly time frame here, weekly time frame, and if we actually zoom in quite a bit, this is a double bottom pattern. Okay, I'm gonna call this a double bottom because it's close enough, and the bottom being at about a bunch of zeros and 930 about, right? And there is a very oversold RSI with bullish divergence. Let's take a look into the 12-hour time frame now. Uh, um, Oversold and overbought RSIs, some things to be looking out for because they could mean that a potential reversal is coming, and divergence usually means that there's going to be a reversal coming. Okay, so 12-hour time frame, right? 12-hour falling wedge pattern. Falling wedges has a higher chance of breaking to the upside, and this one did. Price target here would be about a bunch of zeros and 220. Okay, and this is basically what I'm seeing for Apepe. Quite a bit of resistance along the way, right? You got your 12-hour 50 SMA, the white line here, 12-hour 200 SMA, the orange line here. Let's take a look into Tars AI TAIUSDT, see what's happening with this coin here. 3-day time frame. 3-day time frame. Some changes here, okay? Because I talked about a falling wedge pattern that Tars AI broke out of. Price target would be about 13 cents. This is still a valid breakout because the price action is still above the upper trend line of this pattern that it broke out of. However, there is enough data now for me to draw a bigger falling wedge pattern here, okay? Which you guys will see. This is a bigger falling wedge pattern since we have just touched down on this bottom trend line here again, right? So let's take a measure move here. Let's just say right here, okay? Measure move, and let's just say if it breaks out by this point, for example, price target would be almost 15 cents from this bigger, newly formed falling wedge pattern here. So that's basically what I'm seeing for Tars AI. And this basically wraps it up for this shorter update today. Let me know if you guys want to continue seeing any more of these coins by dropping a like, comment, subscribe, or any other coins in this market. I'll pick a request to do for you guys on a daily basis, and I'll see you on the next one.